Welcome to Kirby's Dream Course Part 3. Sped up intro because I have very little time and I have to cut a lot of this. Not cut a lot of it. We are in Course 3. Yay! And I'm doing post commentary. Boo! Because the lag was like at least 3 seconds, and as I got later in the video, it was good 3.5 seconds, and I can't live with myself with that long of lag. So, you get me afterwards. Yay-ish. So this is one of the first really kind of hard holes that we've dealt with thus far. The idea is to jump and land right where that kaboo is there. I do remember now it's a kaboo, so I jumped a little past it. But the idea, hopefully you get two, and the idea is to bounce off those two middle trampolines and get up to where the monsters are, up on the extra platform there that you can't see. I don't do it, I kind of fail, but you do a little bit of top spin and you do something like that. So that's the basic idea for hole 1. Hope you all are doing well. Hope this video finds you all. Blah, 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 blah. What I normally say. What else? This is actually going to be recorded after I recorded part 4. Because that audio seems to work fine. Very weird. But this one didn't work, I guess. God, I'm such an idiot. Sometimes. Ideally, you want to get a 3 or 4 if you want a silver. But anyway, so the Blackhawks lost in overtime 2-1. So they're out of the playoffs now. It's kind of a bummer. But that's okay. Because they got really far. So, yeah. That's the best score I've had thus far. And that basically means I've beat par for this course. So if your score pops up instead of the default score, that means you've beat par at least. Having gotten a gold on it, I think, let me check, gold for course 3 is 17 or under. Just because it's a bitch. It gets harder. So that's what it is for this one. I think the best I ever got on it was a 16. So this is one of the last courses I got a gold medal on back when I did my gold medal run attempts. No, actually I think course 8 was the last one, but this was middle endish. So the idea is you want to use the conveyor belts to get to the middle, and then you can either take spark or high jump to the next hole. I prefer using the high jump. You can use the spark too, and you'll see why when we get there. So I pull off a little bit of skills here. Yes, and I'm still pimping skills with the Z. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good times. So, it's actually, I've mentioned before that the high jump is 6 squares. Wait, hold on. My hair is tickling my ear underneath the headphones. But I've mentioned before that the high jump is 6 squares. And there's certain points where even though it seems like you show off using the high jump, it's actually more predictable to use it. And like not showing off, just more feasible to use it to get in the hole. So there you go. High jump 6 squares away. And the other thing I often find with the high jump is that you use it like 2 squares either before or after a given obstacle, whether it be an enemy or there as you see the tree. If you use it like 2 squares on either side, it seems to be a pretty decent starting point at least. Or you can just count 6 squares back from wherever you want to end up. Now here, what you want to do is get on this conveyor belt and get hit by the Krakow. You do want to get hit by the Krakow, ideally. You can either jump and hit that enemy and try to go in this middle part, or you can hit this guy and then try to jump back. Though, be careful, because you'll probably do that. And that's fail. If you jump out of bounds on the course, or you run out of tomatoes, you lose a life. And the other good thing about playing these courses back to back to back is you actually get to carry over your lives. So if you get like 1-ups and stuff, that carries over to the next course. So here you use the back hill there. Bada bing, bada boom. I saved my ass from the previous 5 there on hole 1. Hole 1 is probably the hardest hole on this, just in regards to logistics. But once you get over that, it's not too bad. I don't think we've had stone yet to this point. Stone lets you stop dead in your tracks, and it also lets you slide down hills. As different from another ability later, which I'll get into. So it's pretty cool. It's probably one of the most useful powers, other than another one, which we're going to get in course 7. And it kind of helps you stop if you're going too fast. It can do all kinds of cool things. So, and I almost make this here. Sweet! I almost make it. What else? I think this is more. I think that this is more of a walkthrough than a let's play, so to speak, because I'm doing more of talking through the courses. Just because it's one of those games that's kind of like a game that lends itself to kind of talking about it, since it's not quite as well known as, say, like a Super Mario RPG or, you know, Zelda's franchise game or whatnot. So that's kind of why I'm talking through it a bit more, instead of talking about other stuff like I did with Super Mario Land 2, since that was more self-explanatory. So here, you run into the tree, you come back, and you can either hit that enemy and use the hole there, or propel yourself to go back on the hill and come back up and use the vents and whatnot. So your call. Either way can get you a hole in 1. And if you're insecure, like I am sometimes, you can use the stone to compensate for your insecurities of this game. Which, at least when you start off, there are a lot of insecurities about this game. So this one, you want to use the freeze ability. Freeze, I think we've gone over freeze, haven't we? We used freeze in course 2, I think. Or no, is that course 4 coming up? I can't remember. Or is that even course 5? God, I've played so far ahead, I don't really remember. You freeze the water, and you go a lot quicker than you do normally. And this is another power where you can't use the bounces once you use it. Like Spark. Sparky, Spark, whatever the hell I'm calling it. You can't use the bounces. And the other thing interesting about freeze is depending on where you use it. Like here I use it too early, so I'm going too fast. But sometimes if you bounce on the water a little bit and then use it, it'll slow you down. So if you think you're going too fast, you can just do that. I think par for this one's 3, so I'm good. But I've made it a very tough 3 when it could have been a relatively easier 3, and I think I try to pull a fancy shot here. And the other thing about jumping on water that's helpful is that you're not going to go necessarily where the marker there goes. You're going to come up a little bit short, so everything after that comes up shorter. And that helps you. I think I just settled for a 4 on this one. So, that's alright. 4s are plenty okay. So, I'm still going to get a silver. I'm in good shape. I'm not bombing too bad right now, which is great. And 18, I think bottom level for silver on this is 22 or 23. So that's good. So here, you actually want to use the freeze ability to your advantage. What you're going to do is you're going to shoot by this water switch, and that will fill up the water, as we remember from course 1, hole 8. You're going to come down here, hit the warp, and then you can use freeze the water, get across, in order to hit this guy, and leave yourself for a hole shot on a hole. I mean, hole on a hill for a second shot, which may or may not be difficult. Apparently, if you slant your shot a little bit at the beginning, it helps you, I suppose. It helps you get closer to a hole-in-one. I don't know. I've seen a hole-in-one on this one. There, I checked to see if I'm going to hit silver. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. And then we're going to speed up because I'm short on time. So this is the speed up section to get to Kirby's dancing. Let me see. I'm short here. So I got, no, that's probably silver. 20 silver. Data? 20 silver. So we're good. Hard. No, I can't be 18 on this one. I'll take first. 20 more. Kirby gets this. Yay. So there we go. Kirby's going to dance. We're going to jam out for getting 20. And see you next time on Kirby's Dream Course for part 4. We get to use some tornado. Yay!